Hey besties, welcome to my couch. Um, Today I am talking about the Jewel. What is it called? Is it the Lone City trilogy? Is that what they call it? I think they call it the Lone City trilogy. Anyway, I read this book back in high school, and I bought a lot of these books back in high school as well. This was like a lot of the other people that I hung out with were reading like Divergent, the Hunger Games. I read none of those. I was like, no, those are too mainstream. I'm cool and edgy. I'm not cool and edgy. I just read different books. But I read The Jewel. Part of it is like, I mean, look at this cover. She's like in a pretty ball gown, but it also looks like a jewel. So, the jewel is like the center of the like city. Is there a map? Yeah. I mean, it's not like a great map, but it kind of, the jewel is the center. Then you have the bank, the smoke, the farm, and the marsh. And then there's a wall all the way around the outside to protect, I guess, the island from like the ocean or whatever. I really, really enjoyed this series when I was in high school. I will be honest, I have not read it since. So I'm just kind of bringing it up because I want to talk about it. And I want to see who else has read The Jewel. Not a lot of people I know have. It's definitely like dystopian-ish. Like, it's not like a modern dystopian. It's like a whole fantasy world kind of dystopian. So like, I want to see who else read The Jewel, because like this series like changed my brain chemistry as a kid, and it does talk about like injustice and I want to say human rights, but it's like it was written, a while ago. 2014. This actually came out after I graduated high school, so maybe freshman year of college is when I was reading this then. Either way, I was working at my town's library, so like I saw this book and I was like, that looks pretty. Add to basket, read. And I read the whole series. I loved it so much I bought the whole series. So The Jewel is about a girl named Violet, and she grew up in the marsh, which is like the very farthest circle from the Jewel, and the marsh is the poorest. But some girls in the marsh are blessed with special abilities. And she's been like, because she was tested and found to have these abilities, she kind of gets taken away from her family, like was at the age of like 12 or something. So like from the age of 12 to 16, they're trained in these abilities and then scored in these abilities. And then at 16, they are auctioned off to royalty. So basically the royal families are so like inbred because they're like, we have to keep the bloodlines pure. So there's literally like these different families, and every family is only allowed to have 2 kids, one of each gender, and that's it. And then those kids are then married off to someone else in the Jewel. So like effectively they're all very heavily related. So like they need surrogates to carry their children that have these abilities to ensure that they don't look wonky effectively. Like they're basically all have a procedure to be unable to have children, and they use, like, they take their DNA and scientists kind of put an embryo together, put it in a surrogate, and a surrogate uses their abilities to make the baby look how they want it to look and make sure that there's no defects from being so inbred, which is crazy. Crazy premise. So Violet is going to be a surrogate, and she gets auctioned off at the auction. And the family that she's kind of thrown into is like not a great family. The woman, like the woman's very mean, and she has like an older son. Like he's much older, so like she waited a long time to then have another child. So she's having a daughter because first of all, she already has a son, and the emperor and the empress are having a boy because they want to like make sure that they have the like next emperor. And she basically, like, a lot of these families, like, they're betrothed to who they're gonna marry like at birth. So she's trying to like have a daughter as soon as possible, so that way her daughter could marry the future emperor. So she's like, we gotta do a rush job, because one of Violet's, like, her best skill is like growth. Like the skills are like growth, color, something like that. So like they can change the color of things, they can grow trees, like stuff like that. So she's like, I want you to have this baby faster than anybody else. It's like, that's crazy, but okay. And there's a lot going on. They're so good. Oh, yeah, okay. I was like trying to remember what happened in which book. So, The White Rose is the second book, but we're not there yet. So another thing that is happening, some boys from different, like, lower class citizens as well, sometimes they are sent to training school to become, I guess, escorts, but like, so their job is to be like arm candy for like daughters of royal families. So the Duchess that Violet is bought by has like a niece who she takes in and takes into the jewel because she's trying to like marry her higher, or marry her to like a good another good family. So she's trying to get her like more eyes on her. So she hires this boy, Ash. I say boy, like they're in their teens. It's all teenager stuff. She hires him or buys him. It's gross, to be like her arm candy. So he's like a good looking guy, and he is trained on like how to present as like an upstanding high class citizen, even though he is like a lower citizen. So he's literally just arm candy, and he's designed, like, his whole job is to like show her, I don't know, chivalry, like pay attention to her and like go to events with her, and that's it, because they're not allowed to do anything beyond that. However, some families, like, not only are these men used for, or boys, they're boys. Not only are they used for arm candy, sometimes the like duchesses of the house will do what they want with them because they own them, and everybody is sterilized effectively. So some families that he's been hired by, like, literally abuse him, and he's like trained on how to provide services to the ladies of the house at like a young age. Like, this it's like messed up. It's so messed up. But I ate this shit up. But anyway, Violet really likes Ash. She really likes him. And they like end up getting together. Because it is YA. It's mostly fade to black or whatever. Like they kind of say that they did it. But like it's not like super, super detailed. So, and then, the niece, she's like, Violet's stealing my man. He's supposed to be here for me. And she's like a whiny little baby. And yeah, Violet's on the run because it's all bad. She's, she got caught, and like Ash is effectively as good as dead at that point because he betrayed the family, and she betrayed the family because she was doing things that she shouldn't be doing. Like she's supposed to be a surrogate for the royal family with the correct like embryo. Like this baby that she got put inside of her could not be the Duchess's. It could be her own baby, and that's a whole thing. So another thing, there's like a lot of characters. There's a man named Lucien. He is I say lady in wait. He's a man, but he's the lady in wait for the Empress. But he was the one who like got her ready for the auction. So like all the girls being auctioned off are like attended to by ladies in wait of the different royal families. So Lucien picked her because she reminded him of her sister, and his sister was a surrogate. So basically his father was like so power hungry and like money hungry that like he didn't like living in the marsh where his like sister was from and then was found to have powers. He basically sold Lucien off to be a lady in wait by removing his business, man business, because ladies in wait can't have man business. So he literally like removed it brutally on like the dining room table when he was like a child. Because he's like, you're worth more to me without your business than with it. Like Katniss series is so messed up. I don't know why. Like I was like, this is crazy. I love this. So Violet's trying to escape. She also has a friend named Raven who she was friends with in like the school where they learned how to use their powers. And she tries to like help her escape, but she's like so drugged up that like she doesn't even really know what's going on. But she tries to get her friend out, and like they give her something so that way it looks like she's no longer alive. It's like basically the surrogates, like they tell them that like, oh, after you give the royals their baby, you go to another like housing facility where you spend the rest of your life and it's comfy and cushy and everything's great. No, every other surrogate dies in childbirth. Like it literally kills these girls. Literally kills them. So like the morgue has like an incinerator in it. So like they realize that they could use their powers to kill the fire of the incinerator to get out through it and survive. It's crazy. So they sneak out and go to the White Rose, which is kind of like a secluded area in the farm. So the farm is like farmlands that provide food, but there's like woods there. It's like the only area that actually has like plants because the jewel is like, the way it's like described, it's like cobblestone streets and castles and very pretty and elegant. And then the bank is also very similar to that, just like less castles because it's like the next level of wealth. It's not like the elite royalty. And then the smoke is the factories. And like it's literally super smoky and super gross, and like people get sick and like miners lung effectively in the smoke. And then there's the farm, and then the marsh is just swamp. At least that's the vibe I get. So she escapes and goes there, and she learns more about these powers that she has. It's not like growth, it's like nature. So it's like the 4 elements. Was it earth, air, water, fire, or something? So like she realizes what these abilities actually are and like learns how to use them and tries to overthrow the regime. Because I guess she's like, the people in the marsh, because they're so poor, they're like more closely related to like the descendants of like the original inhabitants of the island that had these powers and were able to connect with nature in this way. It's giving almost like witchcraft vibes. Also, don't hate me for having paperback books and a hardcover. This is what I was able to order at the time that I ordered them. So the Black Key. The Black Key is like the name of a like underground society that's trying to like overthrow the government, which Lucian is a part of, and Violet kind of joins. And she does stupid things and gets Lucian removed from existence, which so dumb. Like she's at the Empress's palace for whatever reason. I don't even remember why. But she's like in the bathroom and she's like so mad at everything that she like uses her powers to put like, it's like akin to like writing with lipstick on the mirror, like the Black Key, but she uses like her powers to like put it there. And because that happens, they're like, well, the only person who lives here is Lucian, and he was found to be a member of the Black Key. So, they remove him. It's like, girl, you could have been not stupid for 2 seconds. Like, seriously, this is supposed to be like a secret operation. But we also find out in the series that the Duchess was in love with the Emperor. Like as teenagers, they were in love, and before they had, you know, their procedures done, the Duchess was pregnant by the Emperor, like as like a teen, because I think once they get married, they like have their procedures, and obviously because they're so inbred, like they can't allow that. Like that baby would be so messed up. But she's like, they took my baby and took him from me. Like they're like, well, you can't be together anymore. Like, why not? So she desperately wants her kid to be the next like empress or whatever. It's crazy. Like this series is insane. It's a little dark, but then there's like these elegant dresses because it's the jewel and everybody has to be so pretty. Also, Violet has a little sister who's still in the marsh, who's like way too young to be like a surrogate, but like they kidnap her anyway and try to use her because it's like, well, if your sister's this powerful, you should be that powerful because your sister ran away and I need a baby. You're up. She's like, no, don't do that to my sister. It's just a train wreck. This whole like I ate this series up. Please tell me I'm not the only one who's read it. if you guys want like a more, like much more detailed recap and you think it's worth me doing a reread, I absolutely will. I have a million things on my TBR, but like if there's interest, I absolutely will. I really love this series. Another like YA series I really want to talk about is Delirium. I ate that up too. I don't know why. That's the kind of stuff I was into, but yeah. So let me know if you also read The Jewel, and what you think about it. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.